Elihu plays a pivotal role in the unfolding of the events that address the themes of suffering, divine justice, and human integrity. Background of Elihu. Elihu, the son of Barachel the Buzite of the family of Ram, enters the scene in the book of Job after Job and his three friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, have engaged in extensive dialogues about the reasons for Job's suffering. Elihu is younger than the other men, and out of respect, he waits until they have finished speaking before offering his insights. His youth does not diminish the weight of his words. In fact, it underscores the humility and patience he exhibits before contributing to the discourse. Elihu's righteous anger. Elihu's entrance is marked by his righteous indignation. He is angry with Job because Job justified himself rather than God, implying that Job was more concerned with proving his own righteousness than acknowledging God's sovereignty. Elihu is also displeased with the three friends because they failed to provide satisfactory answers to Job's questions, yet they condemned him without just cause. This dual frustration motivates Elihu to speak up, feeling compelled by the Spirit of God within him to offer wisdom that the others have missed. Key themes in Elihu's speech. God's justice and sovereignty. Elihu emphasizes that God is greater than man and that his ways are beyond human understanding. He reminds Job that God does not act wickedly and that his justice is perfect. Elihu asserts that God's actions are always righteous and that he repays a person according to their conduct. The role of suffering. Unlike the other friends who suggest that Job's suffering is a direct punishment for sin, Elihu introduces the idea that suffering can be a means of discipline or refinement. He suggests that God may use trials to instruct and correct individuals, guiding them back to righteousness. Human limitation in understanding God. Elihu points out that humans cannot fully comprehend God's ways. He encourages Job to consider the vastness of God's creation and the limitations of human wisdom. This prepares the ground for God's own speech, where he questions Job about the mysteries of the natural world. The need for humility. Elihu advises Job to adopt a posture of humility before God. He suggests that instead of justifying himself, Job should seek to understand what God might be teaching him through his suffering. Elihu's unique contribution. Jehovah's Witnesses highlight that Elihu's speeches are different from those of Job's three friends. While the friends insist that Job must have sinned to deserve his suffering, Elihu does not make such accusations. Instead, he offers a more balanced perspective that acknowledges God's justice without unfairly condemning Job. Elihu's approach is more compassionate and aligns more closely with the eventual response that God himself provides. Preparation for divine revelation. Elihu's discourse serves as a bridge between the dialogues of the men and the appearance of God in the narrative. By correcting misunderstandings and refocusing the discussion on God's majesty and righteousness, Elihu prepares Job's heart to receive God's words. Jehovah's Witnesses view Elihu as a messenger who paves the way for divine revelation, helping to set the stage for the lessons that God imparts directly to Job. Elihu's example for believers. For Jehovah's Witnesses, Elihu exemplifies qualities that are worthy of imitation. Respectfulness. Despite his strong feelings, Elihu waits patiently for his turn to speak, showing respect for his elders. Boldness in truth. When he does speak, he does so boldly and honestly, driven by a desire to uphold God's righteousness. Humility. Elihu acknowledges that true wisdom comes from God, not from age or human experience alone. Compassion. He offers counsel aimed at helping, not condemning, guiding Job toward a better understanding of his situation. Conclusion. Elihu's role in the book of Job, as understood by Jehovah's Witnesses and explained on jw.org, is that of a wise and humble servant of God who provides crucial insights into the nature of suffering, divine justice, and human humility. His speeches contribute significantly to the narrative by challenging both Job and his friends to reconsider their perspectives and by setting the stage for God's profound response. Elihu's example teaches believers the importance of speaking truth with respect and love, recognizing the limitations of human understanding, and always upholding the sovereignty and righteousness of God. Please like and subscribe.